Hello guys and welcome to today's video, the one that you've been probably asking and screaming for, which is Trial of the Beast, actual guide on how you're supposed to do this event, so you can send this to all of your alliance members, all your friends, so they can do this correctly, because there's so many people still that are trying to matchmake and get things wrong when they're even going into this raid. So I'm going to showcase how you can get 500 points, which is the maximum reward for completing this event, through ranged and tanking guides. So you've got both ways of completing this. So stay tuned for today's video. Hello guys, yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator. And with that, we're in Trial of the Beast, and we did do a little showcase of it, obviously, in the holiday event video. But we were showcasing, honestly, the bad side. And honestly, my biggest tip and trick for you guys in this is to never match up. It sounds a bit unfair, I know, but you really do want to invite either your friends that are in your alliance or, you know, just people in your server that you know should be able to do this as, you know, a group, right? Because you get 5 slots, and the one thing that you need to do is make sure whatever you bring, no matter what, apart from the tank player, if you're bringing, you know, your DPS, you should be bringing a new artifact specifically for this event called the Super Spiral Rockets. As you'll read this in game, it does this really cool effect where it does like an area of effect on behemoths, but in this game mode it's so more important, and we're going to showcase that now through the ranged gameplay first, and then I'm going to showcase it again but through the tank gameplay, so you can basically learn both roles in this game mode on how you should be able to complete it for a 500 score. And welcome to the first gameplay side. So as you're going to see in both gameplays, this honestly is one of the easiest and safest ways you can actually do this raid. And even with T4 players, and you're going to see me as a T4 archer player, and in the next gameplay running as the T4 tank player, just to showcase, and you know, I'll give you a little tip as well while we're doing that section. But you can see the composition here, right? We've got the tank artifact, which is the taunt, and then we have the different, obviously, archer setups, but we all rock the big rocket, right? So when we're going into here, what I'm going to do is showcase, obviously, some gameplay with the, you know, the bear, but in all essence, I'm going to explain what you guys need to be doing, right? So off the get-go, obviously, we're going to just pause it straight away, and what loads of players are doing, and I need to scream it now for you guys, do not waste this artifact. Do not fire the artifact on your bear. If you do that, you are wasting the whole purpose of this artifact and how you're supposed to kill this bear. Because the way you actually are supposed to kill the bear, which you'll notice, even if you dodge the charge mechanics like you would do in the normal giant bear, the bear here does not actually stun itself. The way you stun this bear is actually through the crackers that are going to periodically drop through this raid. And the way you can basically trigger those crackers is through the different crackers and the artifacts that you're going to be using to trigger it. So when one pops up, I'm going to pause it so you can see it. So you can see right now, if we just come out of a little bit of a way there, what you're going to see right now in this gameplay is, like I said, this little firecracker. So this is what you need to use your artifact on, and this is why this beginning part of the stage is the, you know, the most critical to understand, and then the rest is pretty simple, right? You have to activate this artifact on this. And the thing is, what you need to do, as you'll notice, it has a small area of effect, which is the same area of effect of your artifact. So if you really needed to, you could position it something like this, so it just clips it, and if the bear was, you know, on this side, it would actually take the damage, and we'll see that later on, which is a really cool effect. But the reason why this is so important and to get into your head right now is because with this, you're going to be able to put one stack of this firecracker buff on the bear. And the cool thing is, when you get 3, that is when the bear stuns itself. And the cool point about this whole mechanic, when it stuns, this is a forced hard CC. What this means is when you're actually fighting this behemoth, like during this little area of effect fight that you can see there, or even during its charge phases, if you land that third one on it, it will always stun. Even if it's mid-move, it will just instantly stop and start doing its thing, which you guys need to pay attention to. So now what you're going to see is the basic gameplay is moving this bear, obviously, into the position where these crackers are. And by doing that, as you're going to now notice, we are having the, if we just pull it back a little bit because it was a bit too quick there. If we pause it again, you're going to notice in this little gameplay, we have up here 2 stacks, meaning the next firecracker is going to be the one that is going to stun it. So one thing that you might have noticed that's been happening through the gameplay, and this is a big tip for the group leader if you are the one in the group, as you can see, you're going to be opening the team chat quite often. Because the one big issue that a lot of players do, even in a team, is there's no communication. So what happens is, as you'll notice, is players don't get this stun effect off in time. Because what happens is you get 2 players firing off their artifact at the same time on one cracker, and that obviously wastes it, and now you're waiting even longer and longer in the game to get that stun off. So as I was doing, I would type in the chat, I would name one of these players. So at first I went Fluffy, who's just above us here. He would do his pyro first. Then it was Ismando right at the very top there. And then finally, as you just saw, Nifro was going to be the third one. And then I would be last, meaning I reset the timer and it goes back to Fluffy, right? So nice and simple. And by doing that and communicating it, look how much easier we're able to land the stun. And this is even if you're moving all of, you know, everyone around and stuff, you can easily do this whole raid within the time limit as long as you fulfill the actual mechanic. Because look how much damage we've already done because we've stunned the bear in its raid. So what we're going to do is just fast forward it just to showcase that we do complete this raid, just, you know, as a little finisher off here, and then we're going to go more in depth into it on the tank side, because the tank side is going to be a really easy one, because by being the tank, you're in basic control of putting that bear in the correct position, right, and putting it in front of those crackers and dealing and letting your team deal that damage, right? So as you can see, 500 points rightly claimed and rightly so. So let's go into the tank gameplay now and finish up today's Trial of the Beast guide, and I hope this first segment has got it into your heads on what you guys need to be doing in this raid. So when we go into this tank gameplay now, it should make a lot more sense in almost like the thought process of that tank player. And here we are, the tank section of the trial gameplay. And you can see I am running the tank. I'm running Madeline and Garwood. I did do another raid afterwards in this whole, you know, Trial of the Beast event, which was Madeline Indis. And that's only because my Indis is 5455. As long as you got 5155, I'm not going to lie, I would actually recommend it, because that 50% counter-attack damage reduction against this bear actually surprisingly kept me up a lot longer than the actual amount of healing Garwood was actually providing from it, right? So here we've got the tank side now, and you're going to see basically I have got the Taunt artifact, and what I'm trying to do here is taunt the bear, and obviously I've got the bear aggro now, and my job as a raid leader and the Taunt tank leader here is I am obviously communicating, as you can see in the chat, that would be popping in and out in this gameplay on players on, you know, who needs to use their pyros. So what I am doing is straight away moving this bear into a position where I know it's facing at least, you know, very close proximity, because then as long as the circle is anywhere around this area, it's gonna be triggered by that pyrotechnics, right? So nicely done. We've got 1 stack, easy clap, right? This bit is a little bit of a harsh one because I am typing in chat, you know, who's next. I'm just taking the damage, but look, I'm able to take that damage and I'm moving already to the next target. And you can see I'm already typing in chat here who needs to be using their pyrotechnics next, right? So I'm getting it a little bit closer, because it is a little bit too far there, unfortunately, right? And we can showcase some actually cool little tricks here. So one thing which people do know, if you're maybe a tank player, if you try right now and use your taunt artifact right here on this behemoth during this phase when it's charging up, it actually doesn't do anything, right? It's in the middle of a move. But what you can do, which is a really clever, like, advanced tack trick, is this grants you aggro for at least 8 seconds or 5 seconds for what it is from that beast. So what you can do is actually let this thing charge down here, and as it's charging midway, you actually use your taunt, and that's what you're going to see me do right here. And by doing that, it actually lets me not need to actually move. So look, I taunt it, and you'll see instantly it's already aggroing me on the top of the middle of the bar, right? And that's allowing my guys to do their job. I'm moving across already to the next job, and you can see a lot of players, you will need to move even if you're an archer, if you don't want to take that damage. But look, nice and easy. And as we said, third one comes out, and in the middle of the area of effect move, which you just saw, you get the stun off. So I'm just going to replay that just to showcase, look how easy this is for you guys. You don't need to panic. As long as he is in position and you have a tank player, stay there, and you have to trust your team that they are gonna obviously hit this behemoth right now and combo with their pyrotechnic artifact to stun it. Because if they do, even in mid move, like I stated earlier, it's gonna stun. It's a hard forced move, which is amazing. So now we go for big dick energy damage, right? We're going for that big hit DPS, and you can see them all pumping through, and I'm already getting ready to move. Look, I'm getting into position, and I pull the taunt off, and it's got just enough time, as you'll see, that it keeps my aggro on. It was a little bit, almost a little bit too early, but I got it there, and you can see I've got it in position. Anyone who wants a pyrotechnic can easily pyrotechnic it right now, which they do, and I can get easily out. We've got 1 stack on this trial of event bear here. And again, typing in chat, and I will just showcase how easy this is. Look, I'm just going to hide myself. Boom. And you can see, look, ready up. Make sure you follow the chat. So we went Fluffy first, Pyro, and then as you see who shoots out next. Then I went just Ismando, put Hulk third, and then Tommy next, right? So you can see it is honestly that easy just to communicate to your team on what you need to be doing in this event right now. And it is the charge event. You know what to do in this giant bear. Dodge the charge, guys. If you don't dodge the charge, you're a bit of a silly one. I almost went to taunt it there, but remember it has multiple, charges. So I'm getting a little bit closer now to get its aggro, as you can see. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Because it's going to go up one more time, and this is the time when we get to do the drive-by again, so we can click it, grab the taunt midway, Fluffy Unicorn, and it's instantly back onto me right there, right? So now we're in position, we've got it almost at this firecracker, we're waiting for the next firecracker to be fired, and then as you can imagine, we're going to be moving to the next place, which is just below, which is perfect, because I'm out of range, and we can finish up, as you can imagine, firing this. It doesn't matter who fires this last one right now, because it is going to kill the behemoth. Because as long as you guys can notice, as long as you are, if we look at the HP right now up at the top section here, this is around 33%, right? And I'm not going to lie, in this damage phase, and this is with a lot of T4 players here, we're easily able to do at least 45%, going all the way to 65%, and that's for T4 players only, right? If you are actually a T5 group, I'm not gonna lie, you can one cycle this. You have enough damage that if you stun it with all the T5 players damage, especially if they run 5 ranges instead, but they know what they're doing from this guide and position themselves with the crackers, you can honestly get this done even quicker in one cycle through the T5 damage, right? So here we go. We're just going to showcase this final little bit again and get it up. Third stack. There we go. Pull it back so we don't miss it, so we skipped forward a little bit there. So I do apologize, but we're right on top. There we go. 3 stacks, stun on, big damage coming out from the boys. And just like that, with T4s, we hit it again, and this is from the tank perspective now. So you can see now from the earlier guide to this guide what you need to do basically in order to complete the trial of, you know, a beast event. And by doing that, you're gonna get your 500 score. And we're coming back into the game, and I've been able to do it another time after that, as you can see, and I've been able to go up to already 1800 personal points, making me already in the top 100 in the kingdom, which is great. And I do have one more chance to go through today, which is also good, because as you can know as a player, you really do need to get your personal points. You really do need to get this, because if you can hit 2000 personal points no matter what, if everyone else in the server, even the T5 players, are doing their jobs over this, you know, event of 5 days, you're gonna get all of the rewards, and that is the payoff for completing this. Because at 1000 points, you'll get your first legendary hero token, then at 1500, and then at 2000. Everything else is just basically festive coins, as well as just bits for your account. But this is where the big payoff is, and this is why you need to watch this guide, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this around to everyone, so you know that whatever matchmaking you do, if you some reason go into a random matchmaking, you can send them this guide and say, look guys, you need to know what you're doing. This is how you do the raid, trial of the event beast. Let's get that 500 points and get those gold legendary heads. So until next time, guys, you know, I've already said it once, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell me what you think in the comments below. And until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.